Hello, welcome back to part 2. You don't get to see my face on this one. I had to switch computers for this video, and hopefully it works out a little better for you. The screen won't be so jumpy as it was in the last one. Alright, we are right here in the just under the middle part of page 2 of your notes, continuing on with inequalities and making sure you can solve and graph these correctly. So let's just jump right into this problem. It says, what are the solutions of m minus 11 is equal to negative 2? Graph and check. Okay, so 14 says, underline the correct words to complete the sentence. It says to isolate the variable, should you add 11 to this or should you subtract 2? Well, we would do the exact same thing that we would do if that were an equal sign. You would add 11 because you're trying to isolate that variable to both sides of the equation. So let's do that in this area right here. Okay, m minus 11, so copy down the problem. The action we're going to do is plus 11 to both sides. Now, I got this out of the book, and I'm actually okay if you just write plus 11 underneath, and then you write plus 11, and then work it out. You see the 11, you go like plus 11 on that side if you did it my way. That's 0 right there, so you're left with m is greater than or equal to 9. And then it says graph the inequality in the number line below. Now mine has it on there for you, but I want to make sure you understand what's happening here. Alright, so down here, write m is greater than or equal to 9. Okay, that means, and this is what you've really got to understand, it means all numbers greater or equal to 9. Okay, so that means 9 is a solution. And why is 9 a solution? Because of this symbol right here, the or equal to. Because it says or equal. Therefore, 9 would make this a true statement because 9 is greater than or equal to 9. It's equal. Therefore, we have to do a solid dot here. So make sure you make that dot solid because of the or equal to. Okay, so if it's an or equal to inequality, you put a solid dot. Now you think like this, all numbers m, see where I'm pointing right here, all numbers m greater than or equal to 9. So the question is, would 10 be a solution? Yes, it would, because 10 is greater than 9. Would 12 be a solution? Yes. So it's basically all numbers going this way on the number line. Okay, so you are expected to be able to graph. Okay, you need to know when that dot is open or closed, and then which way it would be. It would be all numbers m greater than or equal to 9. There. Okay, so that wraps up the bottom of page 2 for your notes. Go to that next page, and I've got some nice blue boxes for you to look at here as I reveal them as we go down the page, hopefully. Number 17, it says, well, check the related equation. And what we just found on the previous page was that m is greater than or equal to 9. So it says check it, which you should do. Some of you did that on the test last week and it paid off. Substitute for m in here. So it was m minus 11. Okay, so basically substitute 9 in there for that m. 9 minus 11, and ask yourself, is that equal to negative 2? And it is. Okay, negative 2 is equal to negative 2. Then down here it says, does that check? Well, yes, it does. Okay, because that's a true statement. All right, you're just checking here. Number 18, it says, now check the inequality symbol. Okay, so do you see the difference here? This is just the check. You're checking the equation, and this one you're checking the inequality. You want to know, is that true, that it's all numbers greater than 9 if I substitute a value back into the equation? That's what they're doing here. So pick some number greater than 9, and they did 10. Okay, 10 minus 11. What's 10 minus 11 equal to? Negative 1. All right, is this a true statement? Negative 1 is greater than or equal to negative 10. Sounds true to me. Last time I checked it was, and that's true. Now you could pick any number greater than 9 and work that out. Like you could have picked 11. 11 minus 11 is 0, and 0 is greater than negative 2. Okay, so that is the addition property of inequality. And now in problem 3, we're going to look at the subtraction property of inequality. All right, and I revealed something that you weren't supposed to see yet. Hopefully I got it before you saw it. Number 19, the right here is the equation actually. It's -1 is greater than or equal to y plus 12. It asks you to graph the solution. And before you can graph the solution, you have to solve it first. So -1, you're going to isolate y. So you're going to add -12, or you're going to subtract 12. There, that's what I had revealed a moment ago. And make sure you do that to both sides. Do you change the sign on that? No, you don't, because when you subtract from both sides, the sign does not change. And you end up with this answer right here. -13 is greater than or equal to y. Okay, so again, before you get into the graph, you want to think. -13, you want to think the words, is greater than all values of y. Okay, now this could be a little confusing because they switch the order around on you, but here's how you would think about it. The first thing you would want to identify is that it's a solid dot. It's a solid dot because of the or equal to. Or equal to. So you know you've got a solid dot right there. Now you want to ask yourself, what is a value that would make this true? How about -14? All right. Now think about it. -13 is greater than -14. Is that true? -13 is greater than -14. Well, that is true because it's to the right. Okay. Is -13 is greater than -15? Is that true? Yes, it is. So you're seeing that all values are going this way to make that a true statement. Now, if you're confused, try a number over here. How about 0? Try 0. -13 is greater than 0. That's not true. Okay, it's all numbers over here. So you'll notice that when I switch the order here, it's a little shortcut for you. When the variable is on the right side, notice the arrow goes the opposite direction of the arrow of the inequality. Okay, when the inequality is on the left-hand side, it will go the same way. Now you could have rewritten that as this. You could have rewritten that y is less than or equal to -13. If you flip the sides around, you can reverse the sign, you have the same thing. All right. If you check your solutions like we did in the previous question, substitute y in there and see if they are equal. Y was -13. -13 plus 12 is -1, and that's a true statement. All right, that's how you would do the check. Is that, and then do the check for this one as well. Substitute a value in here for y. How about -15, which we did. -1 is greater than or equal to -3. That's true as well. It does check out there for you. Okay, so that wraps up information on solving that inequality, at least for that part. And then moving right along here at the bottom of the page, we'll see if we can whip through this, and then we'll get into multiplication quickly. It says a club has a goal to sell at least 25 plants for a fundraiser. Club members sell 8 plants on Wednesday and 9 plants on Thursday. What are the possible numbers of plants the club can sell on Friday to meet their goal? So the key word here is the phrase at least. Okay, they have to sell at least 25 plants. So you might consider, would it be possible for them to sell 26? Yes. Could they sell 27? Yes. Okay, could it sell 20? Could it sell 30? Yeah. So if X is the number of plants, X can be greater than or equal to whatever it is you're looking for. So the phrase at least means greater than or equal to, because you could sell more. Well, let's relate this to an equation. Okay, it says the number of plants sold on Wednesday plus the number of plants sold on Thursday plus the number of plants sold on Friday is at least 25. All right, so our variable P is going to be the plants sold on Friday, because they told us up here, they told us what they sold on Wednesday, and they told us what they sold on Thursday. I kind of crossed it out, but you should be able to see it on your paper. They sold 9 on Thursday. But what we don't know is what they sold on Friday, so that's our variable. Okay, so they sold 8 on Wednesday, so I put 8 there, plus what they sold on Thursday, plus what they sold on Friday. I want all of that to equal up to more than 25. So essentially this is our inequality right here. We could go ahead and write that as 17 plus P is greater than or equal to 25. And we could solve that by subtracting 17 from both sides. But for the sake of time, I'm going to stop here because we need to get into multiplication because there's a couple weird things that happen with multiplication there. So I'm going to stop this video and we will pick it up with page 4, I believe, of your notes is coming up next.